Good evening, and thanks as always for joining us here on Speed Racing Network. It's week number 10 here on SRN, so we are at Auto Club Speedway out here in Fontana, California. I'm Greg Olenek. Pete Rusick joining me up here in the booth as always here on Tuesday nights. Pete, how you doing, bud?
Greg, I am doing a whole lot better than we both were this time last week. You've got power. I've got internet. These boys are at Auto Club. I'm ready to go. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good, man. Yeah, you're right. You know, it was a little bit of a weird week last week. We got the show on the road and had a good week at Dover, but it is that midweek or midpoint in the season, Pete. Week number 10 out of 20, but 4 weeks to go till we get to the playoffs. It's crunch time out here, and it's time to get all the points you can get. Fontana, one of these tracks where you can possibly make some points up on the guys ahead of you.
Absolutely. All day long we were kind of talking about clinches, who can clinch, who can't clinch. It's going to be interesting to see who can get out there and get it done. Very, very fast, aero-dependent, bumpy track ahead. Great night in racing. Yeah. Welcome, everybody.
One of the fastest tracks on the circuit, too. So some fast moves going to be had out there once we get out there in about 8 minutes. But let's go ahead and check out those SRN Cup Series points. Joseph Causey still at the top of the standing sheet, but not followed far behind by Reese Schaefer, the man without a win sticker next to his name. Only 5 points from being in first place. Timothy Latham there in third, tied with Ed Shearer. Chris Lucky there in fifth, but that cut line starting to grow a little bit of pad for these guys, I'd say, from about 10th on back. Scott Kalal with a 30-point gap, Josh Siegfried up 29, then you got Greathouse 26 ahead, Hosler 24, Holloman and Ardon 22 and 18 respectively. So that gap growing, so these guys can maybe breathe a little bit tonight, Pete.
Yeah, might be able to. I got to tell you, as far as we are into this season, I'm still very, very impressed with Joseph Causey and those top 4 guys, Ed Shearer, Tim Latham, Reese Schaefer, and so on. The points are so tight in this series. Man, these guys are great at what they do.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead, check out the rest. You got Brian McAvoy down there below the cut line. And then a tight battle here. I mean, these guys are not out by any means. So Jeremy Little, who's had a good season, just a lot of bad luck, still within reach of getting himself above that red line, 19 points back. And then you got the Pocono winner, David Duke, who did it in thrilling fashion, running out of fuel on turn number 3. He's 26 back. Rounding out the top 20 will be Jordan Sailors and Kyle Ryan. So it is time for these guys to get going. You got some really good talent back there too, though, with Justin Smith, Bobby Anderson, Steve Whitmore, all these guys. It is still not out of the realm for these guys to get up there. So we'll keep an eye on all these drivers here tonight, see if they can make up some ground on that top 15 with 4 weeks to go before the playoffs. But taking a look at these team championship standings, week 9 of 20 there. Tank Racing still at the top. Gear Motorsports there in second, with Phoenix Virtual Racing third. Tight battle, though, from second on down to, I would say, third or fourth there. These guys are going to be battling for those seeds to possibly take on those lower seeds, and it's going to be pretty important. But take an eye out or take a look there at that 8 and 9 battle, Pete. Zuyos Racing and Ions Motorsports trying to get in the show.
Yeah, Ion, very, very late arrival as far as the team goes. So good to see them, kind of trying to battle to get in. Do they have a shot at getting to the top? No. I think Tank Racing and the juggernaut that they are have pretty much got a good look on the team championship standings. Whether they reset a little bit later on, I'm not 100% sure. Haven't dove too far into that, but they have been the team to beat all season.
Yeah, so the points will reset once we get into the playoffs, but they did lose one of their drivers a few weeks ago, Ed Shearer, no longer on the team, so they only have 4 drivers out there capable of scoring points for them, so keep an eye on that story. Garrett Motorsports definitely not out of reach of gaining that number 1 seed in the team championship playoffs, but let's go ahead and move on, Pete. Check out our sponsors here. As always, give them a quick shout-out. Silverback Tax Solutions there in your top left corner. Having any issues with the IRS, go ahead, check them out. Sean Griffith will get you fixed up and taken care of. Sparkle and Shine, mobile detailing there in the top right corner. Go ahead and get a nice detailing kit from them, or hey, if you're down in the Florida area, just find them and they'll come to you, clean that car up for you. Butt Kicker coming on board to sponsor the Hard Charger Award this year. We'll go ahead and check that out in just a second. TJ's Team Foundation at morethan-a-cape.org as well. We're going to talk about them all night long. But going on to check out these Butt Kicker Hard Charger Awards, Pete, this is what they're racing for, that Butt Kicker Gamer 2.
Yeah, Bucket Gamer 2, if you ever want to get actually immersed into one of these races or a lot of other games, that is absolutely a way to go to feel everything that you see on the screen. Amazing piece of equipment.
Yeah, I got to thank Butt Kicker coming on board to give out one of these to each of our Hard Charger winners. And right now, the leader in those standings is going to be Blair Holloman with an average positions gain of 10.33. But not far behind is going to be Josh Siegfried there in second, 7.23 to his name. Bobby Anderson there in third with 7.11. Rounding out top five will be Robert Norfleet and Kyle Ryan. So a nice piece of equipment on the line. I mean, that thing retails for around $200 after shipping. So not too shabby to come away with one of those. So thanks as always for Butt Kicker coming on board this year. And let's go ahead and check out those Silverback Tax Solutions power rankings too. Handed to us from our very own Sean Griffith. He's got Timothy Latham at the top after his back-to-back wins here in SRN.
Yeah, Timothy Latham, Ed Shearer, you just mentioned him leaving Tank Racing. He's got a couple of wins in his pocket. Went, I think it was back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken, followed by Joseph Causey with a single win, sitting P number 4. Seth Berger, got a lot of fans out there each and every week, sitting P5.
Yeah, so a nice looking list here. And the guys on the outside, I mean, Matthew Greathouse has been running great this season, so he is knocking on the door. Scott Kalal quietly always up towards the front. Josh Siegfried has had a very good season so far, and David Duke as well as Blair Holloman, all bubble drivers here this week. So look to see how they do out there tonight. Maybe they can move into the top 10. So let's go ahead and talk about TJ's team. We still got about 2.5 minutes, Pete. We can talk all night about these guys. It goes a long way for these families fighting pediatric cancer, and Travis Anderson has put a fantastic foundation together at morethan-a-cape.org.
Yeah, absolutely. Travis Anderson, morethan-a-cape.org. I just put the link out there in chat. Guys and gals, please go on over. Every penny, if you can donate, goes to help the families that have to care about the little ones that are unfortunately going through any kind of an issue in one of these great centers around the country. You hear all about, St. Jude's and how no family gets a bill for housing or their rent or their mortgage or whatever they've got to worry about. Back at home, all they need to focus on is their young one that's unfortunately sick in one of these pediatric cancer research or cure centers. Please go on over. Again, morethan-a-cape.org. Travis Anderson does a great job, and it's all about his boy TJ that unfortunately lost his life a few years back.
Yeah, so click that donate button. It'll take you right to the PayPal as you see right here. And you just type in any amount you want to. And like Pete said, any amount goes so far. So definitely check them out, morethan-a-cape.org. Got to thank them for coming on board here this season, as always. So before we get out there, Pete, we got about a minute to go. These guys are racing for some cash here tonight. $30 going to go to the winner here, as you see there on the weekly payout side. Second going to come away with $20. Third through fifth going to get their money back, $10 in their pocket. But we are getting ever so close to racing for that season payout, $500 going to the champion. And not too bad. If you make the top 5, you're at least guaranteed $80. So a lot to race for here in a few weeks.
Yeah, and you got to figure that these guys that have multiple wins and will have multiple wins when it's all said and done, they're going to have a shot at that 500, 300, 180, or 120. So you're paying in $10 each race that you enter, but when years end, you could actually be pretty profitable if you know what you're doing in either of these series.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's about 4 weeks away. Like I said, first race going to be at Texas, and that playoff is going to be heated up. So we'll see who's out there racing for those bonus points tonight, that is something that, these guys up towards the front, the Joseph Causeys, the Reese Schaefers, they might stay out a little longer just to build up those bonus points because those are very important when the playoffs come to play. So the qualifying session is over. Let's head out to the racetrack, Auto Club Speedway here in Fontana, California. And Pete, when I was practicing with a few of the guys yesterday just for some, fun out there, I never realized that I've probably never raced under the lights at Fontana, and it is really cool here under the lights.
When some of the admins were telling me that this place had lights, it had completely, it was lost on me. I never realized that Auto Club had lights. I mean, Vegas, a lot of people don't remember that track has lights. But man, this race is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to see a lot of these amazing paint schemes under these California lights.
Yeah, so you saw there a nice, cool track, 79 degrees here for race number 10 of 20. And I was told by Brandon maybe that the IndyCar series used to race here under the lights, but I'd never seen it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a beautiful track out here in California. So Matthew Greathouse, they're up on the pole, and that could be big for one of the drivers that is closer to the cut line. Reese Schaefer there looks really fast here tonight as well. He's going to be starting outside row number 1. And you got Ed Shearer and Corey Saucier, row number 2. Jeremy Little and Timothy Latham in row number 3.
Yeah, row number 4 is going to be Joseph Causey in that double 8 with Seth Berger in the 24 for Tank Racing to his outside. Lane Hosler in that 61 for Ohio Sim with a Ohio Sim teammate right next to him with Steve Whitmore, Scott Kalal, and Emerson Arden round out your top 12.
Yeah, so a very spread out, diverse top 12. Some guys that we're not used to seeing up here typically. So good to see the growth here this season. I'm very excited to see how this race plays out. Pete, we always like to pick, though, before this thing goes green here. Who you got tonight?
97, Ed Shearer all the way. The man is running a phenomenal paint scheme, an old Patriot Esports paint scheme, and man, that thing looks bad fast. I was watching him in practice. Ed Shearer all night.
That is a good-looking car. He ran a Kurt Busch paint scheme, I think, last week in the Xfinity Series. He's been running some good paint schemes all season long, but I'm taking the man out on the front row. I'm going with Reese Schaefer there in the 17 machine, sponsored by Boss Security there out of Tank Racing. I think he gets his first win here tonight and possibly moves up into first place in the point standings.
It seems like it wasn't too long ago we were talking about Seth Berger and when he was going to get his first win. Well, he went ahead and clinched that, put that win sticker on his door rail. We'll have to see if maybe Reese Schaefer can get it done tonight. It's definitely possible.
Absolutely. So a message there from the race admins. Danny Dow and Aaron Gerwitz, our race admins tonight. The pace car peeling off down pit road. The field in the hands of Matthew Greathouse, and Barney has the green flag in hand. That Silverback Tax Solutions green flag is waving. Now it's waving. They made me wait, Pete. It's waving here in Fontana.
Barney had a little bit of a stutter step, but yes, 17 and 51 on the front row, the 3 and the 97, second row again, and these guys are going to set it off into turn 51, may not be able to quite clear the 17. He should have a little bit of momentum on the high side. Big old push on that bottom line.
Yeah, the 51 just might clear, but now he's got to worry about the 97 of Ed Shearer. Going to confuse him and Corey Saucier all night long. You see the 3 there in fourth place. Identical color speed, so we have our work cut out for us. And, yeah, that got real close there through the center of turns 3 and 4. Ed going to have to get out of the gas a little more than he wants to, and is going to lose big-time momentum, which you don't want to do on these long straightaways. But that's one lap around Fontana. 40 seconds it takes to get around this 2-mile oval.
Yeah, just that little bit of a burp that the 97 had to do in order to not get clipped. Good thing that, Netgear, or I'm sorry, not getting, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
No, Netcode.
Netcode, there we go. Good thing Netcode didn't rear its ugly head right there, because that could have been bad in the front of the field.
Yeah, taking a look on board, Reese Schaefer's second. Oh, Greathouse gets loose right there. saves it, but going to lose a lot of positions as everyone going to go on by. He might fall out of the top 10 by the time he gets to turn number 1.
Yeah, there's no way. If you see the 55 Raised Energy Machine go on by, here comes the 60 and more. So Matt Greathouse right now back to P12 from being very, very close, if not in the lead.
Well, a long time to get it done here tonight, only on lap 3 of 9. Oh, and he gets turned there. It looked like the 57 getting into him. And a lot of spinners down in the backstretch. Big time wreck here in Fontana.
Yeah, nobody able to really check up. That's going to it looks like it's going to collect Byron McDonald, Scott Kalal, Robert Norfleet, Mike Politis, and more.
Yeah, just trying to find it. There it is. We're going to go ahead and queue up the Sparkle and Shine, a mobile detailing a wreck replay here. This is from Byron McDonald's point of view. So, yeah, it happens in front of him there. So we're going to go ahead and check out that again here and see if we can see that from about Emerson Ardon's angle here. Go right on his roof cam. I think he just gets a big run and makes an uneven push here. Yeah, it turns the 51 a little bit up into everybody, and that looked like Steve Whitmore getting a big piece of that. And tough break there for all those guys involved. That is a big one here at Auto Club.
Yeah, calamity behind. Very unfortunate for a lot of those guys. The 51 was able to make it and save it after a little bit of an uneven contact. A lot of people behind, not so much. So he fell from first or second back to about 12th, and a whole lot of people had to check up, just nowhere to go.
Yeah, so no surprise here. We figured that one would go against Emerson Ardon in the 57, so he is going to be receiving that EOL penalty here early on. A lot of time to make up the positions that he will have to pick up from going to the back of the pack. Only a 29-car field here tonight. Not as big as we're used to, but still quite a diverse and very fast field at that. So a lot of action still to be had here, but we're going to go ahead and step aside real quick, run a quick commercial break, and come right back after that.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacttax.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, you guys did not miss one bit of the action here tonight for Week 10 action here on SRN. Reese Schaefer, our leaders so far, with Ed Shearer to his outside. Then you got Joseph Causey, Corey Saucier there in row number 2. So it was some good racing there with that quick green flag run that we just had there, Pete, but I think it's going to really pick up here soon. That everybody feeling fast, and then you got Emerson Ardon looking to probably make up a few positions as well after getting that EOL.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate. Car having to drop all the way to the back. That's easily 10 to 15 miles an hour slower than everybody that was in that train coming. So we'll have to see what's going on here. Green flag is out. 17 first on the loud pedal. 97.2 is outside. Causey, Berger, and Saucy are going to be your top 5 barreling off into the turns.
Yeah, it's coming down into turn number 1. Reese Schaefer really close to Ed Shearer there. Shearer wanting to get that lead, but not able to do so. We were watching practice, Pete, and Schaefer looks really fast here tonight, so the 97 going to have his work cut out for him here, trying to get that draft all the way down this very long backstretch move. Joseph Causey now up into the 3rd position, as well as he's bringing his teammate with him. Seth Berger gets by Corey Saucier, too, moves Saucier back to 5th.
Yeah, moves Saucier back to 5th, and it's always interesting how the guys will go up or gravitate towards that outside wall and stay there in a really, really long line. When you're talking about tracks like Auto Club or Michigan and some of these others, they say that if you get the car up against the wall, you actually do gain speed because it cuts the air. Getting into the wheel wells of these cars slows them up, whichever. But man, and that's also the place to be if you're going to try to draft. So yeah, that's the reason for the long line up against the wall down the backstretch.
Yeah, when I was practicing with a few of the Phoenix Virtual Racing guys there last night, getting a feel for the track, they were really trying to decipher what part of the track they wanted to run. Really up to you. Both lanes are fast around here. It's just whichever you feel like you can save tires better, because you're going to need to here. We can make it 37 laps, I believe, on a full fuel run. So that's a long time around these big ovals here like Auto Club. And, man, when you really start to lose them, they will slow you up, and the guys are going to eat you up when they get out there, especially if some people decide to short pit it. So you got to keep an eye on that too. You don't want to let these guys get too far away. So let's go ahead, check out another battle. Corey Saucier now still side by side with Seth Berger. And then you got another one heating up back here. This is Josh Siegfried to the inside of Timothy Latham. Siegfried been running really good here of late. He's getting used to racing with these guys that are usually the front runners here in SRN Cup Series.
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to name who it is because I don't want to blow him up, but there is a guy inside the top 10 that was able to go those 37 laps that you mentioned and only fell off, Greg. You ready for this? A 1.5 seconds over that full fuel run. Whether he was lying or not, I don't know. I think we're about to find out if this thing goes green. We might be looking at a certain race car up towards the front when we're done.
Oh, yeah, a little cough there. I wonder who you could be talking about, Pete. You didn't leave many, I think I got you picked out here. But Corey Saucier, second caution of the night. Seeing Emerson Ardon involved in this one. It's turned around right there at the start-finish line. Go ahead, cue up the Sparkle and Shine mobile detailing wreck replay. See exactly what happened here. Oh, the 85 gets into the wall just in front of the 51. And then Emerson goes through the grass, is going to save it. Comes back up on the track, but luckily everybody back by the time he got up there. But, man, let's go ahead and take a look at that again. I feel like Brad might have just misjudged the entry here. Trying to find
it might have been trying to get a really, really good arc into the corner. Tagged that out, actually coming off the corner rather. I thought we were on the other side of the track already. But yeah, just very, very unfortunate, carrying a whole lot of speed. Might have had a little help too, and just about knocked the wall down.
Yeah, so Matthew Greyhouse, at least on my screen, with some big-time heavy damage there to the front of that car. And this being one of the tracks where you cannot afford the least bit of damage here. So Greyhouse going to be running a few laps here tonight, just running in the back and seeing what positions he can pick up. Really unfortunate for our pole sitter here this evening.
Yeah, it seemed like the 51 to 57 have not had the best of luck. So, but you know what, Greg? Points are points. There could be somebody out early. He can continue to run, pick up a spot or two or maybe 5. So we'll have to see. But yeah, unlucky start for him.
Well, here you see Reese Schaefer bringing everybody on down pit road. Few guys coming down that last time. It looks like we got one staying out. That's going to be Jeremy Little. And then a few lap cars there also staying out, coming down probably next time. But here we have our leaders who didn't pit that first time by coming down for their first stop of the night. So let's see if anybody can maybe pick up some time, maybe a 2-tire strategy to get them to the front here, Pete. Not out of the question, because these tires don't wear off very much here on the left sides.
No, not only you see the left sides go up on a few of them, come on back down. Nope, everybody looks like everybody's going to go ahead and grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. Is Jeremy Little taking a big chance by staying out? We'll have to see. Looks like Dave Duke, he also he's going to be able to gain a few and line up right behind. In fact, 22 spots since the beginning of this race. I think he's taking a big stab at that hard charger award very early.
Well, I don't know. I'm showing he had a full 14-second pit stop on pit road. Actually, he didn't pit. He just came down pit road. So still showing his last pit being on lap number 4. So he must have missed a stall or something. He'll probably have to come down this time, and that will give the lead to, well, Jeremy Little since he's staying out, but the lead out of the cars that pitted that time to Reese Schaefer coming out ahead of everybody. Then Ed Shearer, Joseph Causey, Corey Saucier, Seth Berger. But the man of the hour right now, Jeremy Little, in that 26.
Yeah, Jeremy Little, it's interesting he stayed out up 4 spots from where he qualified, lining up behind the pace car. And because David Duke did go down when he was supposed to, he had an option right there to go on back down one more time to go ahead and change out and top off and do all that. He said, "Nah, track position's mine. I'm good to go." Maybe he'll catch another caution.
Yeah, take a look. I mean, it has a lot of impact right now. They've seen the troubles that Emerson Ardon's had here tonight. That's the driver on the cut line right now, only 18 points up. And then you got Brian McAvoy. There's Jeremy Little there, who is 19 points back. And David Duke, just to his outside, 26 points back. So a night that could flip these standings on their head, and maybe for these guys to make a stab at gaining some big-time ground on these guys that are in the top 15. I mean, Jeremy Little now has that bonus point to his name too. So keep an eye on this all night. I kind of made this graphic so we can keep an eye on all these battles here for the cut line this season. So it's going to heat up here with 4 weeks to go, and definitely heating up here tonight.
Yeah, you talk about Brian McAvoy right at that line. He's actually sitting P15. You mentioned 29 cars here tonight, so he's pretty much in the middle of the pack right now. We'll have to see how many more spots he can pick up before the night is through. Could be a very good night for him. I don't know if he'll be able to make up 18 spots or 18 points, but it'll be interesting to see how he comes out next week.
I mean, so far he's up 7 positions on Emerson, and you just got to chip away. So Emerson's got to get it together here and get this night headed in the right direction. Otherwise, he might be sweating here in the last few weeks. Pace car lights are off, though. It peels off down pit road, and the field in the hands of Jeremy Little, who did not pit. So we'll see if that's any impact on the tires. No, he gets a good jump on David Duke. Going to jump out to a 1, 2, maybe 3 car gap by the time they get to turn number 1.
Yeah, look at the 97 pulling to the outside of the 17. He's going to be able to stay in the throttle just a little bit more, carry a whole lot of momentum. You should see a big move on that outside line. He's also going to have the draft of the cars ahead. Did not get loose with all that throttle time. Pulls ahead of the 17, P3.
Yeah, so move Ed Shearer up to 3rd. Reese Schaefer, who also started on the front row tonight, now back to 4th place. But David Duke making a run to the middle to high side here through 3 and 4. He wants to get this lead and get himself a bonus point. Already has a win here this season. Why not go for 2 in that 78 minivan vacations out of Rat Pack Racing? So really heating up as he is on the bumper there of the 26th. Jeremy Little sends it down into turn 1, but David Duke is there. He has got a good run through 1 and 2. He's going to get a really good run down this backstretch. It's a drag race to turn 3.
Yeah, drag race all the way down the backstretch to turn 3. 78 took the momentum, took the little bit of a draft that he had, pulled the outside, and he's got the lead. Caution's out.
Taylor Locklear bringing out the caution this time. His teammate there, Steve Whitmore there, also down on the apron, and Taylor just really struggling to get this car headed in the right direction. Pete, I was going to bring this up to you. This track is not friendly when you come out on fresh, cold tires. It really takes a while for these air pressures to build and that heat to build in these tires, and it can be real dicey, almost like you're driving on ice with how much speed you got through these turns. So I was expecting we might see something like this here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, going through practice, going through qualifying, these cars are completely different than when they're in a pack. Because the air is completely taken off the front end, is placed on the front end because of the draft. The rear end gets loose, you get back in the throttle, comes around, almost no time to save it, especially in these cars because of the pinion steering. You try to save it, it's very, very easy to overcorrect, and you're into the outside wall or into the inside wall. Unfortunate.
Yeah, and you heard him pedal there as he was going through 1 and 2, and that can really upset the balance on these cars when you're in the middle of a turn too. So, yeah, by the time he did that, he could feel he was losing it. And there you see the EOL going to go on the 0-0 of Taylor Locklear. So he's going to have to work his way back up to the front. But we got some people coming down pit road. Our race leader, along with Jeremy Little, coming down with Reese Schaefer, too. Only 3 guys coming down pit road this time. A few more in the back, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Ed Shearer, Corey Saucier, Blair Holloman, Joseph Causey, and Seth Berger will be the top 5. David Duke did decide to go down a little bit later. So, yeah, put that 97 up front. A few new guys inside the top 5.
Yeah, David Duke and Jeremy Little got what I think they were trying to get here tonight, and that is that ever so important bonus point after seeing the troubles here with the 57 so far. That 57 is on pit road as well. So that was Kyle Ryan getting his lap back here. So that puts 27 cars, I do believe, on our lead lap here at Fontana. So we'll go back to green, I do believe, around lap 20. So while we have the time, Pete, why don't we take a look at our series leader so far, Joseph Causey, and check out the driver spotlight here. This 88, man, we've had some fun with him up here in the booth all season long. One of the best guys here, having a great run so far. 1 win to his name, 4 top 5s, an average finish of 8.9. And look at those laps led, Pete, 281.
Yeah, Joseph Causey, I mean, that's why he's on top of the leaderboard. Does a phenomenal job, very consistent week in and week out, no matter the type of track. No surprise that he's up towards the front yet again tonight, right now, sitting P4.
Yeah, man, one of the best guys out there personality-wise. We always have a good time when he comes up here into the booth, and looking like it might be another one of those nights, Pete, where we could be talking to our good buddy Joseph Causey. And, I mean, running 2 series here as well. Also now in the Xfinity Series, he's cleaning it up over there now with 2 wins to his name over on Thursday nights. So I believe those pace car lights are off, Pete, and we'll keep an eye, see if he's going to make a run up towards the front now as this is kind of shaking things up. Reese Schaefer all the way back to 21st. He's just now coming off pit road, so I'm not sure what's going on with that 17, but still on the lead lap nonetheless. Connor Cunningham also still on pit road, so yeah, Reese Schaefer pitting right now. Not sure what's going on with this 17. We'll keep an eye, see if he can make his way back up. I'm going to change the tires here as we're getting ready to go back to green.
Yeah, going to go back green. You see the 97 and the 3 on that front row. You talked about the 2 guys that were out or at least 1 lap down. Matt Greathouse, 1 lap back, and then Norfleet, unfortunately, out of the race.
Yeah, when we took a look, excuse me, at that cut line graphic that I had up not too long ago, one of those names that was in the green is Blair Holloman. He's starting number 3 here on this 4th restart of the night. 3 quick cautions here. But these guys usually get it sorted out after a while. We might see a green flag run here, maybe to the end, Pete. So this could bode well if it does go that way for the 97, who seems to be pretty fast here tonight.
Greg, I got to ask you, are you an insider or outside line restarting kind of a guy when it comes to a track like Auto Club?
Ooh, I would have to go high line. I think he makes the right call, but actually I think this is one of the few tracks that is advantageous in both lanes, because if you're starting on that inside line, you can really jump down to that apron, kind of separate yourselves, and maybe pick up a few more feet of a gap between you and that second place car. But looking like Ed Shearer makes the good call on this Silverback Tax Solutions. Green flag gets out to a good 2-car length between him and Corey Saucier.
Yeah, Joseph Causey right now all over the back end of Saucier. Going to try to get up there, give him a big old push all the way down the backstretch. He's also got the 24 of Seth Berger and the 06 of Blair Holloman right behind him. And looks like yellow flag's going to fly one more time. Barney is busy tonight.
He is very busy, and I am going to go ahead and go out on a limb here and think that this one started with exactly what we saw last time with Taylor Locklear. These cold tires are so hard to drive around these turns on. So let's go ahead, Pete, cue up another Sparkle and Shine mobile detailing wreck replay. So Brad Herman here. Oh, yeah, Emerson Ardon gets into Aaron Bringleson, it looks like this time. Takes out Brad Herman. Whoa, what a dodge there. Was that Kyle Ryan?
Looked like it.
Wow. Let's go ahead and take another look here from the far chase cam.
Unfortunately, 85, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, so you're going to see the 57 with a big run here and just gets into the right rear quarter panel of the 45, turns him right up into the 85. Big time damage for Herman. That is not going to help his case here tonight.
Now, Brad Herman, I was actually helping him out just a little bit last week, and man, it's fun to really watch him when he works his way through the field. He's all about that hard charger award, I got to tell you, and I'm happy for Brad. He has come such a long way. Old Stay Finesse from back in the day. Yeah, guy's a hell of a driver.
Pete, did you just see that?
What's that?
Let's go ahead and take another look here at the Kyle Ryan move to get through this one, Pete. You might need to change your underwear after this one.
Oh, yeah.
He made that look easy. It's like he knew.
Yes, he did.
I think Kyle Ryan has the force or something, man, because he just knew right where those cars would be, and he keeps on going on, even though he's got some damage to his number 91 Chevy Camaro. So, yeah, another big wreck here. Fourth caution of the night, Pete. Aiming to be a long one here on SRN.
Yeah, 22 laps in, out of 90, long way to go. Nobody can make it again. Only about 37 laps per tank, give or take. So, yeah, a lot of racing left. Corey Saucier, he's going to be able to restart from the shotgun seat. Joseph Causey, Seth Berger, Jordan Sailors, Timothy Latham. So some guys that did choose to come on down pit road, others stayed out. Maybe some of these guys thinking that we might go back and forth between the yellow and the green. I'm hoping for a lot of the latter.
Wow, surprising call here from my point of view. They're putting that one on Aaron Bringleson, so the 45 going to receive that EOL here and go to the back of the pack after that one. So, Pete, we're going to go ahead and step aside again. I got to go run downstairs, grab a quick drink here. I'm getting a little thirsty, and I know it's going to be a long one, so we will be right back.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacktacks.com or call 662 996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you. Well, there you see a pace car peeling on down pit road. You got Corey Saucier now at the point. He's going to restart on that high line just outside of Joseph Causey. And that Silverback Tank Solutions green flag a-waving once again, Pete. Let's see if these boys can keep it green.
Yeah, barreling off into turns 1 and 2. The 3 and the 55 got one hell of a start. The 88 of Joseph Causey, though, he's going to go ahead and throw that machine low. He's got the 24 of Seth Berger right in tow. Timothy Latham pulling up the P5. I talked about him just a little bit ago, making me into a true believer.
Yeah, Michael Politis, his teammate, just to his outside. Timothy Latham trying to get the position from his teammate there. Garrett Motorsports having a really good night because Brian McAvoy not too far back either there in 12th. So, yeah, keep an eye on Timothy Latham heading up towards the front. Maybe going for the three-peat tonight, Pete.
Yeah, very, very possible. Timothy Latham is strong in every single series that I get to watch him in, and these Rays Energy colors continue to fly.
Well, Corey Saucier flying around this track still. Whoa, big moment for Causey there. Did you see that save, Pete?
I did. Absolutely great save by him. And I tell you that the ability of some of these guys where some might lose it. Causey, again, showing why he's top of the chart.
I for sure thought we were about to see what we've seen all season long right there, Pete. And these guys overcorrect when it gets loose. These cars like to snap back, and that car did snap back, but Joseph Causey wasn't having any of it and saves it to stay in second. It's starting to try and run down Corey Saucier again, but Saucier liking this half-second lead that he's got right now. Lane Hosler to the inside of Zach Deutscher there. Hosler up to 7th, and that is Bobby Anderson just behind him as well. And he's going to round out the top 10 there with David Duke to his outside. So battles here heating up mid-pack.
Yeah, definitely the 78-61. They're side by side, right behind the deuce of Zach Deutscher. And man, there's no sign of letting go. There, you can easily fit 5 cars, 5 rows wide, almost all the way around. It's definitely wide enough. Whole lot of great racing here. Gotta love the draft. Gotta love the moves that some of these guys can make anywhere they want to make them.
And I gotta love what my good buddy Brandon Domain is doing here tonight. First appearance in the Cup Series. He's an Xfinity Series driver out of Phoenix Virtual Racing. But we all know him from commentating with me on Wednesday nights. And he was looking forward to this tonight. I talked to him before the race. Just told him to go out there and have fun, man. Those were the races that I honestly, Pete, did the best in, where I just didn't care what the outcome was. Just went out there, had a good time with my teammates and everybody out there. And so far, he's taken my advice. Pete, I'm taking half credit for this one. He's up to 9th right now as he's battling Bobby Anderson to the inside.
Yeah, I had a chance to actually try to broadcast with Brandon last week. Just unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. You had no power after maybe 40 laps.
Yep.
My internet decided it was done, and he had to finish the race by his lonesome.
No, I finished it, yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Well,
yeah. I had nothing.
Picked up your slack, Pete, for I think you were just calling out sick. Use the old Wi-Fi as the excuse. Brandon getting loose.
Oh, good save.
All right, we're going to switch the camera. I am not watching him anymore because he's going to be mad at me now. So Corey Saucier still with a healthy gap, still about a half a second over Joseph Causey. So, yeah, it's kind of idling out here as the top 5 pretty split up there, as David Duke is about a half or a second and a half, back of our leader. See what other battles we got. Oh, there's Brandon Domain again. We're just going to go right on by him, Pete. We're not focused on him. We're focused on this battle between Blair Holloman and Bobby Anderson.
Yeah, Mike Pilatus made a great save on the bottom side as well. He's got Zach Deutscher and Ed Sheeran now back inside the top 10 with Reese Schaefer right behind him. So some people that came on down and grabbed 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods now starting to work their way back through the field. But eventually these tires are going to equal out. and you're not really going to have much good left in them unless you're some of these guys that really know how to maintain them, and you're really good on the long run. We'll have to see.
Yeah, Blair Holloman running that high line. You just see how he's arcing it into these turns, just running it straight into the turn as close as he can to the wall. And Pete, these are not nearly as fast as what the Cup cars used to be here at Auto Club, man. They used to get up to what, like 206, 207 by the time they would get down to that little radar at turn 1 with the screen there. It used to be really cool, but yeah, they only get up, it looks like it's about 190, maybe 192 barreling down into turn 1 now, but still one of the fastest tracks out there.
Yeah, Blair Holloman, he's actually all the way up on that, second groove down, right about where I would run an ARCA car in, during officials or anytime I race those things around here. So it's kind of interesting to see him running next gen up that high, but he's carrying a whole lot of momentum off the corners.
Yeah, he's having a good night so far, up 4 here on the night. So let's go ahead, check in with our butt kicker hard charger so far this evening. That's going to be Zach Deutscher out of Bobby Anderson Racing in that number 2 here tonight. He's running in the 9th position, plus 20 from where he started. He started at the back and has made his way in the top 10. Hell of a night so far for that too.
Yeah, David Duke, though, he wants the a little piece of that, sitting right now in P number 5. He's just got to try to do something with the one and only 5 of Tim Latham if he's going to get into the twos, just like Zach. So we'll see if David can do anything with Timothy Latham, Seth Berger, Joseph Causey, or even up to that lead.
Yeah, Ed Shearer trying to make his way back up to the front to the inside of Michael Politis with a big run down this front straightaway, crossing the start-finish line right now. He's going to try and carry it all the way down to turn 1. It's a drag race with Michael Politis not giving up, but I think this one's going to go to the 97. He is looking very fast here tonight and wants to get this thing back in the lead.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to slide on up. Oh, boy, that was close, but it looks like Mike Politis is going to have a hell of a run. Give Shearer a little bit of a love tap to the back bumper going into 3.
Yeah, he said, hello, I appreciate you doing that there, but I'm still here, as he had a big run down the backstretch. But Shearer, he is moving on and setting his sights on that 55 of Jordan Sailors. But take a look at Blair Holloman still moving his way up through the pack as he gets on by Zach Deutscher now. Blair Holloman now to the outside of Politis. Politis starting to fall back as he was not too long ago in the top 5. So maybe these guys starting to sense that this could be the green flag run here after a few quick cautions here early on. Some of these guys might be opting to save their stuff a little more than the rest. So we'll keep an eye as that goes on. 37 laps being the length of a fuel run here tonight. So plenty of time to go before we get to that point. But Joseph Causey making a pass to the inside for the lead. Corey Saucier not going to give it up.
Now, Corey Saucier, he's got that high side momentum, but the 24 decided he was going to duck on down behind the 88. 3-car might be able to maintain. 88's going to go ahead and throw it into turns 1 and 2. 24 is going to ride the middle, see which line moves. They're going to come off side by side.
Yeah, Seth Berger really taking it back there at the entry to really get a good run off like you're seeing here. He's going to go with his teammate because he thinks he's got the faster lane down on the inside. But Corey Saucier saying, I'm not going anywhere right now as they drag race into turn 3 side by side through the center of the turn and still there at the exit. I think it's going to be Corey Saucier's race to lose here going down the front stretch.
I'll tell you what, he's doing a phenomenal job keeping that 88 pinched down. If the 88 cannot get back in the throttle when he wants to and allow that car to drift up so he's not scrubbing off too much speed, the 3 can continue to keep that spot. But it looks like he lost a little bit right here. Can the 88 wash up? It's going to be close. Yes, he does. New leader.
No, yeah. He kind of, it was a late, it's almost like he hesitated there. And 3 did have a run. Corey Saucier was there and kind of gave him a little shot. Moved him down to the inside. And this battle is not over. But look at what it's doing, Pete. It's bringing literally everybody back up into the fold. The top 8 within 0.7 of a second.
Yeah, it looks like we just went green right now. They're side by side, aside from the 78 of David Duke right now. So you got 2 going for the battle. You got the 78 deciding which line he wants to go into. And then you've got Timothy Latham and Jordan Sailors.
Yeah, I've been putting together a list of maybe the top 10 finishes through the first half of the season. This one potentially shaping up to be one of those here as this battle is not going anywhere. Corey Saucier does not want to give up this track position, knowing how good that 88 of Causey is. So liking that high line, but he's got to keep an eye on his stuff too. Make sure he doesn't use it up, battling one of the best here in SRN's Cup Series. So David Duke now going to go to the outside of the 88. Causey's got bigger troubles ahead now as he's starting to fall back, and he settles in right there in third, just in front of Latham.
You got to figure that 88, he's turning down hard, trying to get back in the throttle as soon as he can. So which means he's also burning up that right front as well as the right rear. So he's going to try to find a spot just to kind of settle in, cool his stuff down, and maybe try something a little bit later on. But Greg, this is a phenomenal battle up front. Top 7 all back together again, 3 leading.
Yeah, David Duke trying to make a pass on what I believe is his Rat Pack Racing teammate Corey Saucier here in the number 3 there. You know, Corey, Pete, before you came along, was one of our best Truck Series drivers out there. Moves up through the ranks, ran Xfinity last year, moves up to Cup this year, and looking to get back to his winning ways. Looking really strong here. Oh, and the 88 almost makes contact with the 78 Duke with an amazing save, as they did make contact, but keep going side by side. You wash up.
They ain't done yet.
Oh, boy.
Timothy
Whoa.
Latham smacked the outside wall just a little bit. He's going to have to go ahead and get out of the throttle in order to save it. Going to cost him many spots moving on further back.
Yeah, and you can see that damage there to the right front. Not at all what the 5 needed here, as he was one of the contenders here tonight. Whoa, some more guys in the outside wall. Looked like Reese Schaefer with some sparks. Not sure if he actually touched it or not. But some guys starting to tighten up out here in the battle for that lead. Really tighten up. Unfortunately, Timothy Latham getting the bad end of the stick there. Some very, very tight racing 3 wide. But that's what this track promotes, Pete, with how wide it is. There's like 5 or 6 lanes at this track. So 3 wide is not too much of a grasp out here.
No, not at all. And I'm kind of surprised that, 2, 3, 4 laps where they were all side by side, really juking and jiving for position, that one of them didn't tag the wall just a little bit earlier. Not 100% sure if that was the 5's fault, or if he might have got a little bit of a tag in the back. But yeah, cars are starting to get just a little bit tighter. You see him getting back in the throttle just a little later.
That was an amazing slide job from Joseph Causey, who does take the lead over Corey Saucier. Flipped positions now. Saucier on the inside lane, put Causey there on the outside with the push from his Tank Racing teammate there, Seth Berger in the 24. I believe the 88 has the 3 cleared here. Now it's a battle between the 24 and the 3. And Pete, we're used to hearing that from back in the past.
Oh yeah, Seth Berger and Corey Saucier continue to duke it out. Now Joseph Causey, our leader, in more ways than one. He's got all kinds of clean air on the front of that 88. He's got some help behind him, and man, pushing and shoving these two. Man, they get lined up. It could be Gonzies for the rest.
Well, Shearer trying to move up into the top 5 as he's in the inside now of the 55 Raise Energy machine driven by Jordan Sailors. Sailors having a phenomenal night here tonight, running in the top 5, but has his hands full with this 06 in 97 behind him. Pete, I think we're going to have to keep an eye on both of these guys. Blair Hoffman looking very fast here tonight. And O's being one of those drivers just, whoa, and they make contact, 97 into the 55, right up into the 06. So those guys going to have some big damage now, looking like the 55 might have got the brunt of it there.
Yeah, very unfortunate for that Raise Energy Camaro. Whole lot of damage actually. But Blair Holloman now sitting in P number 6, up 10 spots. And it looks like Zach Deutscher and David Duke are tied for that biggest mover spot at 20 plus for the race so far.
Yeah, you can just see that speed that Jordan Sailors has lost here, just getting smoked now by a lot of these guys as just cannot carry the momentum off the turns. And Blair Holloman, I feel like, caught a good bit of that damage as well. That car looking a little crinkled up on the front end, and if you're going to have it anywhere, you don't want it there here at Auto Club. So he's going to want to get maybe a caution, be able to come down and get that thing fixed, because you don't really do that under Green Flag Racing, because you will lose way too much time out there on the track. So if we get down to it. I mean, it's getting close. Last time these guys pitted in front was lap number 12, and yeah, they did run a few of them, but that was 32 laps ago, so it's getting here near, Pete. So I think they're going to try and maybe see if they can make it a one-stop race to the end, and they got quite a ways to go before they can do that.
Yeah, just as they cross the start stripe, that time marks halfway, 45 laps in out of 90. And I tell you, Blair Holloman, he's got that damage as you just talking about, but coming off of these wide sweeping corners, he's been able to tuck in behind everybody or some people and continue to make speed. Because he's got that front end out of the air and just digging with the rear. He's able to keep up so far, but he's got to make sure that he can keep somebody right in front of him. Because once he's in clean air by himself, he's just gonna push like a dump truck, as the saying goes.
Well, Joseph Causey trying to open up that gap, but not able to get away from the second and third place cars of Seth Berger and Corey Saucier. That's Emerson Ardon just in front of them. He'll be going a lap down here, maybe this lap, as Causey going to go to the inside of his Tank Racing teammate. Ardon, man, after such a good start to the season, really falling on some bad luck here of late and not going to be liking what he has here tonight, currently running in 27th position. So let's go ahead and see if we can pick up a few of these battles here. This is Reese Schaefer taking a move to the inside of Timothy Latham. So the battle for 7th here as they go down into turn number 1. Michael Politis just behind his teammate there, giving Latham a push down the front stretch.
Yeah, 17. I believe he was part of that little bit of an issue a couple of laps ago. Although I really don't see too much damage on him. That might be why he was just able to get around the 5 and slide on up in front of him. And now Reese Schaefer, he's got David Duke, Brian McAvoy, and Ed Shearer right in front of him, all the way down low, going into 1.
Yeah, this is a big night for this man right here, because we'll bring it up again. He is one of the drivers that is on the wrong end of the cut line, Pete. Brian McAvoy, that first car out, that's 18 positions down, and right now making a move on the inside of Duke here. He's got to be careful not to ruin this good run here tonight, but battling with a veteran here in SRN, but almost in the top 5. And you got Emerson Ardon back there, 22 positions back in 27th. And Pete, if my math teachers taught me right, that would move McAvoy up into that green section of this cut line battle.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he can continue to work his way on up to about P2 or end up in a podium spot when it's all said and done tonight, yeah, it'll be a win in more ways than one.
Well, now he's got Reese Schaefer to his outside, and Reese is the one of the guys that was on the front row here tonight, so he knows he's got speed. He had to stay on pit road an extended amount of time. Again, we weren't exactly sure why, but he's had to make up a lot of ground here tonight doing just that. Move Reese Schaefer as he's on the outside up into the top 5 here if he can complete the pass on David Duke.
I don't think that's going to happen just yet. Dave Duke is going to stay right. Whoa, that was close. I thought for sure he was going to catch the left rear of the 17, but nope, they're going to stay single file. 6 is going to file right back behind, as well as the 5. Looks like the 79 is going to stay just a little bit lower.
Yeah, Seth Berger not going anywhere in regards to his Tank Racing teammate, staying right on the back door of that 88 Ford Mustang out of Tank Racing. And like he said, Seth Berger wants to get another win here on the season, maybe move himself up in these point standings and set himself up with a few more bonus points getting into the playoffs. But Corey Saucier saying, hey, don't forget about me. I'm having a great year so far in this number 3, running in that 3rd position. So having a great run here tonight. Let's head back a little further on back in the pack. Blair Holloman has fallen back quite a bit as Josh Siegfried is now making a pass to the inside of that 06 there. So Blair Holloman falling back to 14th here if Josh Siegfried completes the pass heading into turn number 1.
Yeah, it looks like that 60's in a whole lot better shape than Blair Holloman's car. Unfortunately, the entire right side and left side all scraped up from contact that's been made in a couple of different instances. But again, if he can stay tucked up behind somebody, he still has the capability to make some decent speed.
Yeah, so has Lane Holzler just behind him there in 15th. See if that is a battle here, heating up there to stay in the top 15 here shortly. Nothing changing up front, though. Joseph Causey still holding that gap. I just think these guys are cruising at this point, trying to save their stuff. And like I said, 37 lap runs. They can make it to the end of this thing, and they are almost there, Pete. They might be able to one-stop this here in the fuel window, or pit window exactly, is going to open up here in a few laps.
Yeah, just a few more laps right now. Working lap number 52 out of 90. So yeah, one more stop if these guys can truly go 37 laps. But then again, the guy up front right now, like the 88 of Causey, he's burning a lot of fuel, while the 24 might be able to save just a little bit. While it's not a Daytona or a Talladega or anything like that, where you're going to be about 75% throttle when you're pushing someone, he's still burning more fuel than the people behind him.
Yes, riding on board with Seth Berger, giving Berger Nation a shout out there in the chat, always cheering on the 24 here on Tuesday nights. I just feel like Seth is faster than Causey right now, and I think it's exactly what you said, just being a little more patient, making sure he can make it to this fuel window when it opens up, and might just try to short pit his teammate here in the 88. I'm not sure how that works. I can tell you when I was racing last season, we had our own spotters, so we had to communicate through spotters. So not exactly sure how much communication is going on there in tank racing as regard to when each driver is going to pit. Like you said, it's not a super speedway. They don't all have to come down together. They can run their own strategies. So we'll see exactly what happens now as that pit window is open. First taker going to be Jordan Sailors.
Yeah, Jordan Taylor's going to go ahead and bring it on down. And yeah, you're 100% right. If the 24 decided right now he is right on the back bumper of the 88, he's going to try to make up a little bit of time. Pit one lap or maybe two before the 88. You got to fret your tires. You got to be a little careful on those new. I thought the 88 was going to have a little bit of an issue there. But you got to be very, very careful on those new skins and don't get loose. Keep the front end pointing in the right direction and the rear's digging. You could definitely make up some time when you're trying to make up positions on track.
Yeah, Corey Saucier down pit road, as well as Timothy Latham, Brandon Domain, Justin Smith, all coming down this time. And this guy was in third place. So he's going to be making up some time, and I have to imagine that Causey and Berger will not take long before they decide to come down pit road now.
Yep, looks like the 88, he just pulled aside, let the 24 go. So I'm going to guess the 88's going to come in this time. So that goes to show, I believe, that these guys are actually communicating over in their channel, and they've still managed to pull away from Reese Schaefer and Ed Shearer. 88's coming in.
Yeah, he's coming down pit road, and this is one of the weirder pit roads, I'll call it, because that yellow cone you see there is when you need to be on pit road speed, and I mean it's a good 20 feet away from that blue wall, which you would just think as a driver is the beginning of pit road, so you got to be careful not to speed. And it's as fast as this track is tonight too, wouldn't be surprised if we see a few black flags under green flag pit stops.
Yeah, very, very easy to speed in, try to be aggressive. That way you can make up that extra time on track and be just a little over, especially when you've got to try to lock up the rears. Not only are you trying to prevent from spinning out, but also getting down to pit road speed at the very, very last minute.
Surprised to see Seth Berger still staying out. He's going to lose some significant time here, but a lot of laps to go to really run these guys down. So we'll see how it works out. It's going to be an exciting finish here, so do not go anywhere. As you see, Michael Politis on pit road, Lane Hosler, Steve Whitmore also coming down this time. So yeah, it's going to get exciting here as all these strategies are going to inevitably come back to meet each other at one point or another. With 33 laps here left tonight, we're going to see that hashtag go faster here in just a few laps, and it's going to be go time as you see Seth Berger coming down pit road now.
Yeah, Seth Berger coming down. That's going to hand the lead over to Reese Schaefer and Ed Shearer in P2, Blair Holloman P3, Connor Cunningham P4, and Brad Herman in that battle 85.
Yeah, he had a big wreck earlier, so it's got to feel pretty good running up in the 6th position here. And, yeah, he's got a little bit of a gap between himself in that cut line. So the 85 not going to be sweating too much here, as the battle here now between Reese Schaefer and Ed Shearer heating up towards the front. These guys next in line to come on down pit road.
Yeah, it's not going to be long. The 97 was one of the last guys to come on down pit road and grab tires. Him and the 3. You were talking about those 2 paint schemes earlier. The red, white, and blue standing proud across the line. That started lap 59. So 31 laps. As you said, everybody can come on down this time or now. Grab those last 4 tires if it keeps green until lap 90. Or maybe stay out a little bit later on.
Oh, Seth Berger coming up in front of Corey Saucier. That's going to be the battle for the lead there, as you see Corey Saucier make the move to the inside. There you go. Corey Saucier will cycle out to the lead whenever these round of green flag pit stops are over. Next in line to take the lead going to be Connor Cunningham as Ed Shearer comes down.
Yeah, Connor Cunningham and Blair Holloman still, it looks like Blair is actually going to go ahead and follow Connor all the way down pit road. You see Connor really aggressive getting to the line in that 33. Blair again right with him. Now, from the time you hit that commitment cone till you get to your box, you really want to keep right on the digit. I believe it's 55 here at Auto Club, if I'm not mistaken. Get into second gear, stab the throttle so you don't spin the tires. Make sure that you hit that pit board just right so your crew doesn't have to make any extra travel time. Get on out, get to that line, get through the gears, get back up on the track. Don't spin. Good luck.
Hey, see Zachary Bergeson out there in the chat giving a shout out to his tank racing teammate on his first cup race of the season. Having a good run so far tonight, but starting to fall through the ranks now as he is on pit road just now coming off. And Pete, I kind of misread the whole standing sheet. I said Corey Saucier was going to cycle out to the lead. Give it to Joseph Causey, that 88 out in front. So the short pit strategy does not work for Corey Saucier. Pitted 1 lap before Joseph Causey, but Causey with a big 2 second gap over Saucier.
Yeah, that's what that extra time on track will do to you. I mentioned grabbing those 4 tires, filling it up with that Sunoco E15, getting back out there as quickly as possible, and you can definitely make up some time. What's the old adage, Greg? I think they say 1 second or 3 seconds is worth 300 feet on track, something like that. Ooh. So almost a little bit of contact there. And great save by Shearer one more time.
Yeah, you saw that wiggle after the contact between him and the 79. Shearer, the one that stayed out almost the longest. Yeah, he did stay out the longest, pitted a few laps ago on lap 59. He's going to be a lot faster than these guys, but has a lot of cars to pass. Sitting back there in 10th, working on 9th and 8th right now. That's
a little
Timothy
loose.
Latham. Yeah, he's just still really loose on this new set of tires. 97 not feeling too good right now.
No, you definitely got to wait for the heat and the temperatures. The heat and the pressures rather to come on up before he can get too aggressive. This used to be where he was restarting on the outside with the other set of tires, and he was really fast on the high side. I think that might be where he's got to go in order to let things come up to par and then really start to attack. But then again, we're coming to the closing laps.
Battle back here for 13th and 12th. Move Bobby Anderson ahead of Josh Siegfried. So Bobby Anderson trying to get a top 10 here at Auto Club's got 2 more cars to pass as he slides up in front of the 60 there. Does it cleanly, so he gets that up plus 10 on the night. But so far, David Duke going to be our butt kicker hard charger of the race. Pete, he's up 20 positions from where he started running in 4th right now.
Yeah, right now your buddy Brandon Domain up 19 spots, sitting in P number 7, and right behind is going to be Zach Deutscher back in 11th, 18 up.
Well, Pete, I'm not going to watch it because anytime I put it on Brandon, he just gets all sorts of out of shape. So, hey, he's heading in the right direction, up 19 on the night, running in 7th. So now Lane Hosler, the 61, going to battle with the 60 here. Something's up with that 60 of Josh Siegfried. I just don't think he was very confident yesterday in the practice session that he was in, and I was running with Brandon and the rest of the PBR guys. So, yeah, he's just trying to get to the end of this one. And yellow flag is out. Seeing Kyle Ryan involved in this one. Big damage for that 91.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I hadn't really talked much about Kyle tonight. Looks like everybody else going to be able to work their way around that 91. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check out the Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing Rick replay here. See what happened to the Glitch Energy number 91. This might just be an instance of getting loose, maybe. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about, Pete, that we've seen all season long. That little overcorrection that'll end your night.
Yeah, I tell you, I was talking to, I forget exactly. It might have been in Garrett Smithley's Twitch chat one night. I'm sure you know who Garrett Smithley is. They were saying that these cars are about to go through a change where they're actually going to drop that splitter down just a little bit. The reason that these cars are so hard to catch and very easy to overcorrect is because the on the back. There you go. The diffuser is not actually doing its job right now. That's why these cars are so hard to catch.
Well, add insult to injury. The EOL going to the 91, no surprise, as it was a single car incident. That car, I am honestly surprised it's still running, Pete. It is beat up here tonight, and we've seen that with a lot of cars here. It has been almost kind of a short track feel with how much damage we've seen on some of these guys here tonight with a few of these early cautions, but a good green flag run there. We got a green flag pit stop in, so, hey, it's starting to shape up here at the end.
Absolutely. Everybody's going to come on down for another set of Eagle Feel Goods. And, Greg, they're getting ready to hashtag go faster.
Oh, yeah. You see it. It's out now with 25 to go. Hashtag go faster time. And it is going to be crunch time for a lot of these guys with some good runs happening for a few of them that are on that cut line battle that we've been watching ever so closely here tonight. So, as always, Pete, we got the time to do so. We're going to step aside for a quick commercial break and pay some bills. We will be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Silverback Tax Solutions specializes in dealing with IRS tax problems. If you are receiving threatening letters from the IRS, or if the IRS has placed liens or levies on your property, Silverback Tax Solutions can help you find relief. We have worked with hundreds of people to resolve their tax problems. If you're behind on filing your taxes, it's never too late to get on the right track. Silverback Tax Solutions can help with that also. Don't let another night go by where you lose sleep worrying about the IRS or your taxes. Head over to www.silverbacttax.com or call 662-996-4357 and contact an enrolled agent today. We can help you gain peace of mind and deal with those problems for you.
Want to be a part of an established league on iRacing? A league that's competitive, fun, and above all fair? Look no further than Speed Racing Network. Originally known as Mid-South Madness, SRN has evolved into a league that can bring the best out in any given driver. Drivers work their way up through the ranks to hopefully one day call themselves a champion of Speed Racing Network. If you're interested in joining, don't hesitate to reach out to league admins to claim your spot today. Maybe you'll end up in the history books. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor in Speed Racing Network, feel free to head over to www.speedracingnetwork.com and reach out to an admin today. And as always, remember to go faster.
All right. You see those cars getting gridded up side by side. New leader is gonna be Michael Politis there in the number 6 out of Gear Up Motorsports. So keep an eye on him, maybe coming away with his first win of the season. But Joseph Causey just to his outside is going to have something to say about that. Potentially pace car is off here for the 6th restart of the night. And that Silverback Tax Solutions green flag is a waving here in Fontana.
And Mike Politis, not so polite on that throttle pedal, slams it on down. Going to go ahead and grab a very, very quick lead. 88's going to follow in right behind Seth Berger. P number 3, Brian McAvoy now back to P4. We were talking about him, actually now P5, talking about him earlier, and the very needed points that he needs to work his way on up, doing a pretty good job. And then Reese Schaefer, a guy that's trying to get his first checkers of the season.
Well, Joseph Causey quickly to the front, up at the front now as he gets by Michael Politis. And now Seth Berger making quick work of Politis too, put Politis back into the 3rd position. Looking like the 6 may have taken 2 tires on that pit stop, and now we're possibly staring down the real possibility of a all top 3 tank racing run here tonight as Reese Schaefer takes a look to the inside of that 6.
Yeah, we saw what happened the last time the 24 and the 88 got lined up together. It was just before that round of green flag pit stops. The 17 also right there in the party. The 06 and the 78 now. He's going to try to get in everybody again. Greg lined up along that wall all the way down the backstretch, heading into 3 and 4, coming to start with 21 laps remaining.
Yeah, so this race going on by quick 40-second laps being ticked off here. Michael Politis might have been found a spot to settle in as he's really setting a good pace now, battling side by side with Reese Schaefer still. 17 unable to clear that 6. We saw this happen earlier. That 6, or that high line rather, can really hang on. Whoa, they get real tight as Schaefer was trying to put the slide job on there, but it was not there. Politis with a big run, and looking like Justin Smith involved in the 6th caution of the night here. Wondering if this is another one of those self-spins here on these really fresh tires. Let's go check it out.
3 laps in, it'll be interesting to see if he didn't have any help.
Let's go ahead and cue it up on board here, the 28. Yeah, I can already see it getting loose. Just comes down a little bit, overcorrects with Connor Cunningham to his outside, and boom, just like that, he is in the wall.
Hard contact, too. I mean, several 360s, went ahead, grabbed the gears, spun it back around. He's going to get up and get going. But, yeah, he's definitely going to be down on power after that hit.
Yeah, you can already see it just getting loose on him. He's out of the gas completely there, trying to get that thing to really correct itself, and then it just overcorrects big time into the outside wall. And he's one of those guys who cannot afford a bad race sitting really close to that cut line, but on the wrong side of it. He's going to need some good runs here in the last few weeks. 3 races to go after this, but at 28 going to try and keep that thing going here tonight, but with that big of damage, I'm not sure it's going to last much longer.
Yeah, he's probably already checking with everybody, seeing what his RPM should be versus what it is. I have no doubt he's down on power. Greg, we've seen a few people be able to save their car, after coming back from being loose like that. Not many have been able to do it.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it works out. Pete, let's go ahead and check out the upcoming schedule, though, because these are the last 3 races before these guys really can claim their spot in the playoffs. Las Vegas, Iowa, and Kansas. What are you thinking about this remaining schedule?
You want to keep on going to the Coliseum? No, I'm just kidding. Las Vegas, Iowa, and Kansas. Then we got Texas Motor Speedway, followed by Charlotte. Man, diverse as always, Greg.
Yeah, a bunch of 1.5 miles, though, in these next 4 weeks. So if you're really, really good at those, you're going to be eyeing these next 5 weeks. But I know a lot of people raising their eyebrows about Iowa. It's got that short track feel, almost like a Richmond, but maybe a little bit of a higher banked Richmond. A very fun track, so definitely come back. But yeah, Pete referring to a little inside joke that he was referencing there. He thought the Coliseum was in Las Vegas.
No. No.
The wrong Coliseum.
Yeah, no, I said Las Vegas rather than Los Angeles and completely messed that up. But yeah, Las Vegas, you can go bottom line or you can go high line. You got so many different lines about around a few of those tracks that were just there. That's what I meant by very diverse. Yeah, it's gonna be a great schedule.
It's going to be really fun. So definitely come on back if you're enjoying what you're watching here tonight. 6 cautions here with 19 to go. Let's go ahead and give you a rundown of the top 10. Joseph Causey there in first place. Seth Berger going to be just to his inside, starting on the front row in second. You got Michael Politis in the 6th with a great run. In third place, Reshaver to his outside in 4th. And you got David Duke back here. Actually, Brian McAvoy going to be in 5th place. Put David Duke in 6th place. You got Brandon Domain in 7th. Bobby Anderson in 8th place. And then you're going to have Josh Siegfried restarting 9th with Lane Hosler to his outside in P number 10. So with a lot of the carnage we've seen here tonight, some new names up here in the top 10. So it's good to see, Pete, a lot of these guys that have just been hanging in the back, surviving. It's going to pay off for them here big time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the people that really mind their P's and Q's, the people that have put in the time, put in the patience, put in the effort to get ready and prepare for these races, they use up the entire practice time plus some of their own. When money's on the line, it brings out either the best or the worst in people. But one thing that they can all agree on, their wallet loves it.
Oh, absolutely. So we're going to take the green flag. 17 to go, Pete. That is still a very long time left in this race. Some guys looking to get back up to the front where they were running. You got Ed Shearer back there in 12th place. And, I mean, you got Blair Holloman back there 22nd. He got his damage fixed with a long stop on pit road. Keep an eye out for them. And you got Brad Herman there in 11th, who has kind of made a great comeback after that big-time hit that he had not too long ago at the beginning of this one.
That green flag back in the air, 88, quick on the throttle, 24 is very, very, right all over the back bumper of the 88 as soon as he was clear. Then you got Reese Schaefer, the guy that you called to get it done right now, sitting in P number 3 in that 17. Michael Politis and Brian McAvoy to round out your top 10. David Duke, though, still on the hunt.
Yeah, and I stand by that pick. I think Reese Schaefer has the car to get it done here tonight. Has been patient, working his way back up to the front, sitting 3rd behind his 2 teammates. So this is the battle currently for 8th, and Josh Siegfried goes for a turn through. Oh, wow. Goes through the grass, almost has to go down pit road, comes back out on the track safely. No yellow. We stay green here at Auto Club. That was a close one for the 60.
That is drifting practice if I've ever seen it. Congratulations to the 60 for holding on to that. He could have just snapped to the right and collected many, many cars. Instead, he's able to get it going through the grass, hold on to it, slow up, whoa up. Didn't hit the brakes, so he didn't go around. Good job by him.
Yeah, Brian McAvoy to the inside of Ed Shearer. I don't think he's going to make that work. Shearer has the faster lane through 3 and 4, gets the big-time momentum down the front stretch, and he's going to start staring down Lane Hosler as he's to the inside of that 61. Move Ed Shearer maybe up to 8th if he can complete the pass on the OSR driver here, and he does. He's going to make a big slide job as he's going to come right back up on the exit of 2 before the 61 could get that spot with all the momentum he has.
Yeah, 61, though, he might duck to the inside. Nope, he's going to stay right there. Yellow is out. 7th caution.
Yeah, trying to see exactly what's going on. Blair Hallman down there. Looks like Matthew Greathouse also really slow, too. So we're going to go ahead and queue up another Sparkle and Shine mobile detailing rec replay. We're going to go ahead and queue that up with Blair Holloman here.
All right, so you see him on the outside. Whoa, one car.
Oh, wow.
50. Oh, that 51 has not had a great night, Greg.
Not at all. So let's go ahead and see exactly what that was about, because that's where it all started. It looked like the 51 and the 70. Oh, the 70 got real loose or something right there, right in front of the 51, and nowhere for Blair Holloman to go. Let's go ahead and cue that up one more time, but with Steve Whitmore here. I think he just got loose, potentially. Yeah, he's already getting loose right there. Overcorrection again, same spot.
Hard shots, hard shots. Wow.
Man, did not expect to see this, but not surprised. After exactly what you said about the diffuser, it just makes these cars real unhappy until those air pressures get up, and they're having a hard time on these restarts. So another insult to injury there. Steve Whitmore going to get that EOL after he gets loose on his own, causing a few cars to come down pit road, get some repairs.
Didn't the real life NASCAR race kind of go something similar at this same track, Greg?
I couldn't answer that for you, Pete, because I was in Las Vegas, Nevada when that was going on. All I know is that Kyle Larson won that race, and I was very happy to hear that.
Yeah, on your way to the Coliseum, I get you.
Yeah, the Las Vegas Coliseum. Hey, I do got to tell you, though, if you ever go out there, that Raider Stadium is really cool to see. It almost looks like a modern-age Coliseum with the shape of it, so that's what it kind of reminded me of when you said that.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, and I tell you this week on I won't go there, but I'm looking forward to broadcasting a race on next Monday night from the Coliseum with Shake and Bake. It's going to be a hell of a time. 35 to 40 guys will be on track. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that was one of the coolest ideas that NASCAR ever came up with. So I'm going to have to see if we can get that maybe worked into maybe the All-Star race coming up here shortly. I don't know.
Actually, what it'll be.
Yeah, so we will see. Because it's going to be, I don't know. We got to talk. I got to talk to the admins after to figure out what's actually going on with that All-Star race because it's not too far away. It's about a month away. So it's going to be a really exciting week. We didn't get to do it last year for Season 3, but bringing it back, or excuse me, for Season 2, bringing it back for Season 3, I just think that Sean Griffith didn't want to pick me last season. So he was like, I'm not doing it.
I tell you what, Greg, I'm going to put you on the spot. You ready? How would you like to broadcast with me on Monday night with Shake and Bake?
Ooh,
right from the Coliseum for the All-Star race.
Unfortunately, I already have prior commitments. Got to go ahead and do some work and make some money elsewhere. You got to give me a little more leeway or some time before you let me know that. But, Pete, I know you're going to have a good time, man. Coliseum is a good time, and it's going to be a good race. But, hey,
just disable the yellows.
Yeah. Hey, that's just going to be a demo derby then, which is also pretty fun as well. So we're going to take the green here with 11 to go and starting to run out of laps for these guys to get out into the front. And kind of curious to see how much longer Seth Berger just chooses to maybe ride behind his Tank Racing teammate there in Joseph Causey. So 3 Tank Racing teammates all going to go to battle here for the lead once we get green.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if there's any team communication now. When they come to the line, there will be 11 laps remaining. I don't know if they're going to work together the same way. They might, just to kind of get a jump on the rest of the field. But when push comes to shove and it's every man for themselves, we'll have to see who comes across the line and sees those checkers first.
Yep, so there you go. Causey, Berger, Schaefer, Politis, Duke, your top 5. Domain, Anderson, Shearer, Hosler, and, well, it keeps switching between McAvoy and Herman. That's your top 11. We'll go with that because, I can't figure out who it is. Looks like it's going to be McAvoy there in 10th. He's just riding a little further back from Saucier. So that's your top 10 here as that pace car going to peel off down pit road for the 8th time tonight, Pete. A caution riddled race here. Had a good green flag run in the center portion of it. And maybe we'll get a nice green one to end it as we take the Silverback Tax Solutions green flag once again here at Auto Club.
And I'll tell you what, Joseph Causey and Seth Berger both on the throttle right about the same time. So there you go. That answered that question. 17 of Reese Schaefer able to stay right with him. Mike Politis and David Duke. David Duke right now up 19 spots. Brandon Domain right behind him up 20. So both of them going for that hard charger award. Looks like one back into the wall is going to come down and collect a couple.
That's Brandon Domain taking a big hit to the inside. Just ran out of room there on the high lane and got into the outside wall. We watched it all unfold live. That was... I'm not going to put that one on me, Pete, because I saw it happening before it even came on air. Let's take another look with the Sparkle and Shine, our mobile detailing wreck replay. So, yeah, I just think he was running out of room there. Just thinking about going to the high line there above Michael Politis, but we'll take another vantage point see exactly what happened here.
I think the 6 came on up, took everything off of that 20. I've lost the nose like that before a few times, and just 20 into the outside wall, bounced off, hit hard to the inside, and that was it.
Yeah, it kind of sneaks up on you quickly there, but I don't know if he kind of sensed that he was going to be put into the wall regardless there, because the 6 was not giving him much room. And I think he just had run out of time to maybe correct that and just got big time into the wall there. So big hit there for the 20. He was running here as an independent tonight out of the Xfinity Series, but a good run halted as he has big time damage on that number 20 Chevy Camaro.
Yeah, that inside wall did not do any justice whatsoever. Very, very unfortunate for Brandon. Definitely looking forward to hearing you and him in the booth tomorrow for the truck guys when they come on back to tackle Auto Club.
Yeah, I got to get him back into shape, get this out of his head, and get set for tomorrow's race. Like you said, the Truck Series is going to tackle the Auto Club Speedway. It's going to be a great one. The Truck Series has been, I'm supposed to be unbiased, Pete, but it's been a heck of a show this season. So, yeah. You see a little funny message there from our very own Sean Griffith saying that went on Brandon Domain. And he'll tell the entire story on tomorrow night's broadcast. Do not
Don't
miss it. So, yeah, that's pretty funny, even though I have to imagine that Brandon is not in maybe a laughing mood right now. So, nonetheless, a great run for him tonight. He's going to have to carry that into Thursday, as he is another one of those guys that's on the cut line, but in the Xfinity Series, and that cut line is very, very tight. So, yeah, let's go ahead and once again bring that up, the old cut line, a battle as it stands, and David Duke at the top of the standings for one of these guys here. He's currently in 5th place, having a good run here this evening. Brian McAvoy, I'm seeing he is on pit road, an extended stop. He must have been involved in that last incident. He's been on the pit road for 1 minute, and yeah, that 79 is beat up. So he was having a good top 5 run here this evening. Not going to be the case now. And Jeremy Little, another one of those guys that is going to be in the same boat. He's also on pit road for an extended stop here. He's going to be right behind that scoring pylon. Actually, that's not him. That's Jeremy Little. He's just now coming off pit road.
Yeah, so Jeremy Little, good thing he's actually able to come on back out. There are, few cars that are actually out of the race, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, you see Brandon Domain, Whitmore, Ryan, and Norfleet out or in the pits. So, actually, from Anderson on back, out or in the pits, or a couple laps behind. So, they might still be able to salvage a couple more points, but not too many with under 10 to go.
Yeah, I don't think with that hit that Domain just had, I think his night is done. But you're right, they could very well get a few more spots and are going to have to get those cars fixed up and back in racing form. So back up front, these guys gridding up with those pace car lights off. Joseph Causey, our leader, to the inside this time. We've seen them take the outside the entirety of this race. So very interesting to see that, Pete. And maybe Causey learned something from starting second not too long ago. So Seth Berger going to be to his outside, Reese Schaefer just behind Joseph Causey. Politis in 4th, and you got David Duke there in P number 5.
Ed Shearer's 6th, Lane Hosler. Then it's going to be Corey Saucier, Brad Herman, and Zach Deutscher to round out your top 10. Coming by, there'll be a lucky 7 laps to go. Let's see who gets there. And if we go green, man, it'll be because everybody decided yellow, enough is enough. Pace cars peeling off. Here we go one more time.
Yeah, that car down pit road. The Silverback Tax Solutions green flag is back out here in Auto Club. Causey with a good start here. Brings his Tank Racing teammates along. But that's going to pin Seth Berger and Reese Schaefer beside one another as they head down into turn number 1.
Yeah, down turn number 1, you see a few guys up on that high side. Look at that 97 charging. 3 wide coming up. 4P number 4 put Ed Shearer back in the mix.
Yeah, we just talked about where he was and picking up a lot of spots here on the first set of turns. Now staring down his former teammates there at Tank Racing. All 3 of them used to work directly with this 97, so he knows how these guys race. He's going to have to get by 3 very fast Ford Mustangs, though, to get to the spot that he wants. 7 to go.
Yeah, 7 laps remaining.
That's
now 6 to
yeah.
go. Yep, Joseph Causey, Berger, Schaefer, Shearer, Politis, your top 5 guys that we've talked about almost all night long. Seems like all season long, Greg. And they're coming to the closing laps.
Yeah, so Causey is picking up about a 0.3 of a second gap over his tank racing teammate Seth Berger. And then another half second over Reese Schaefer. Reese is going to have a mirrorful of that 97 here heading into turn number 3. All 3 of these guys running that same bottom lane here early on, but with 5 to go, you can't afford to spend too much time behind the leader. It's time to hashtag go faster. It's time to hashtag make your move, Pete.
Yeah, you saw the 17 really come up off the bottom just a little bit, which allowed the 97 to really dig low. Now he's going to dig high, try to get to the outside of the 17, and again cross on over, try to keep as much clean air as he can on the front end of that Chevrolet Camaro. The 17, the 24, and the 88 continue to dig down the backstretch. 5 laps.
Yeah, coming through turns 3 and 4, they're going to see 4 laps to go, and this one's shaping up to be another W here for Joseph Causey, because not looking like Seth Berger. Oh, Reese Schaefer and Ed Shearer so close here. Shearer right on the bumper of the 77 and say, hey, I want that position. Can I have it? And Reese is saying, nah, man, this is mine. They're going to battle going through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, 97's going to go throw it really, really wide. That should give him a whole lot of momentum, as we saw the 6 exhibit all night long. Up, right back up to the back bumper of the 17 one more time, continuing to shove him all the way down the backstretch, going into turn 3. This time the 17 took his line away. Both of them really up high. 97's going to have to watch. Don't get up into the outside wall. Woo, that's close.
Yeah. You saw a little bit of a wiggle from the 17. That gives the high line to the 97. And we saw him make the pass on the high line not too long ago. 17 going to be able to get back up in line. Both going to go to the high side. 17's loose. Saves it and keeps on going. But 97 with a big run out of 2. He's going to be to the inside. It's a drag race to turn number 3.
Yeah, but now the 17's got a little bit of help from Michael Politis right behind him. I don't know if that momentum's going to carry the 97. He's going to flat out throw it into 1, keep it low. We'll have to see if he's able to get a little bit of a pull off the guys ahead. Will there be a crossover? 17 not able to get there.
Yeah, he had that clean and clear. It wasn't even a slide job, I wouldn't even call it, because yeah, he made a good run through 3 and 4, 2 to go. It's saying hello to Reese Schaefer. You can see almost into his eyes, into his soul right there. That's how close he's getting. But back out front, Joseph Causey still with about a 1/4 of a second lead over the 24 of Seth Berger. So 97 going to try and hold off Reese Schaefer for that P3 spot here tonight. But one more set of turns before we see that white flag.
Yeah, white flag next time by 88, and the 24 is Seth Berger working well as they have since they were able to get hooked up. 17, and almost I thought he was going to slap that outside wall. 97 trying to keep that momentum from going high, wide, and handsome all the way into the outside, just not able to pull it all the way off. I think he's having to check up before he gets to the straightaway. This time all the way up high. A little loose like what we saw out of the 17, but not going to lose as much time as he did. This time he's got a big pull off the 24. Can he get there? I don't think so. We might see him we might see our top 3 right now.
Yeah, 97 going full sendies into these turns and looking really fast at doing it. Not going to have anything for our leader, Joseph Causey, but it's going to be a battle for second here as he's running down the 24. Coming to the stripe, Joseph Causey claims his second win of the season here at Auto Club here in the SRN Cup Series. Pete, we get to talk to our good buddy here tonight.
Absolutely cannot wait. I tell you what, a whole lot of credit to Reese Schaefer. Down 2 spots from where he qualified, but got very, very close to being able to put that checker on his car for next week.
Yeah, he's still a 4th place run here tonight, and a overall heck of a night for Tank Racing's Cup Series team. I don't think he's going to be too upset about it. Maybe saving him for when the time is right, Pete, in the playoffs. So he is going to be still very well in second place in the standings. But you see Causey, he's just one of the favorites here in the league, getting a lot of congratulatory taps from his fellow peers out there on the track. But the track is his. He has claimed it here tonight, and he is going to burn it down in that Ferguson Farms number 88.
Lock him up, give it some gas, and around we go.
Yeah, one man that is not unfamiliar with doing burnouts. So Causey going to have some fun out there. And I just always love looking at the side of this car, Ferguson Farms, because someone has to feed you people. So, hey, looking good out there. And that car has been in victory lane now twice this season, and that's his 5th top 5. So, hey, picking up the momentum when it matters most, as there are now 3 races left in the Cup Series regular season.
Causey going to give it a little bit of a ride through the grass. Get on over to a victory lane, and that's where he'll park it. 19th hole. There it is.
There you go. So that is your TJ's team winning moment. Check them out at morethanAcape.org. So let's go ahead, Pete, head up to our handy dandy blimp up there high in the sky, and we'll go ahead and check out these race results here tonight. Joseph Causey going to bring it home in P number 1 for race number 10 of 20. Seth Berger comes home second. Ed Shearer rounding out the podium here tonight. Reese Schaefer in 4th, with Michael Politis there in 5th.
Yeah, Lane Hosler in 6th. Brad Herman able to come on back in that 85 after some damage in P7. Good recovery for him. Timothy Latham also had slapped the outside wall later on. Brings it home P8. Jordan Sailors P9. And Connor Cunningham in his first run, bringing it home P10.
Yeah, congratulations to Connor. A well-earned P10, top 10 finish here tonight. Zach Deuscher comes home in 11th. Corey Saucier in 12th. Josh Siegfried, he comes home with AP number 13 tonight. David Duke in 14th, with Taylor Locklear in 15th. Rounding out the top 20, Pete, it's going to be Byron McDonald, Emerson Ardon, Scott Kalal, and Jeremy Little and Justin Smith. The butt kicker hard charger of the night going to go to that number 2 that finished P11. He finished plus 18 after starting all the way in the back here tonight. So Zach Deuscher going to be your butt kicker hard charger for Auto Club. So that's a look at your top 18 realistically. I mean, I got to get that fixed, Pete. I don't know why they just don't show the top 20 for me, but that's your top 20 here tonight. Let's go ahead and bring up our 3rd place finisher here and bring Ed Shearer up to the booth. Ed, it's Greg Olenek, Pete Rusick. Congrats on the podium here tonight. You tried like hell to get back up to the front, but unfortunately wasn't able to get those last 2 positions. But a good night overall here, as you are now a new independent driver. How's it been out there the last couple of weeks?
It's been interesting. I've definitely had the support from most of the SRN community. I know me leaving Tank wasn't the best idea and for a lot of people's eyes, but I do want to say I do have some regrets of leaving. I enjoy being with those guys 100% of the time. I mean, I'm still friends with them to this day, and we all been hanging out recently. It's been a great time, but yeah, it's hopefully we get picked up here soon. It'd be nice, but it was a great run for us tonight in the 97 camp. I just want to shout out Pete for allowing me to run a couple of his little sponsors here tonight with the Patriot Esports and all that. It was a good showing for them tonight, and hopefully I made him proud and a couple others out there proud for them. But yeah, it was a good showing all night tonight, Greg.
No question whatsoever, man. You made that Patriot Esports machine look bad fast all night long. Ended up a little bit further back in traffic, but man, with those couple of cautions, really able to work your way through. And you in the 17 just battled really, really hard with about 5 or 6 to go. You kept it up high, wide, and handsome. Kept that momentum. Almost got to P2. Congratulations on another great finish, sir. Definitely did those colors proud.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Pia. I mean, I appreciate you for allowing me to run the colors and stuff. But yeah, it was fun battling my boy Reese. I mean, me and him have had a ton of battles. We're best friends on and off the track, and I just love racing with those guys. It's fun. I mean, ripping the top at Auto Club is a blast. I just love how they added the multi-lane traffic and stuff. So definitely paid off tonight. The cautions really didn't play into our favor as much as I thought, but yeah, like you said, we were able to work our way back up through there and rally on for a top 3, which I'm happy with. I mean, I definitely didn't think I have the winning speed, but I'll take top 5s day and have a smile on my face.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you made it look fun out there running the high line. And yeah, the multi-groove racing is awesome here on iRacing now. And we had a lot of fun watching you here tonight. We were certain that you were going to make a battle there at the end for that lead, but coming home in third, nothing to shy away from. But Ed, before we let you go, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to everybody that supports the SRN community week in and week out. I mean, you guys make it to where we can have some fun with this every week, and hopefully you guys show the same kind of respect to the truck guys tomorrow and the Xfinity guys on Thursday. But I want to thank you guys in the booth. I want to thank Patriot Esports and Pete for allowing me to run their colors this week. Napa, Chevrolet, Great Clips, my buddy RJ for making the paint scheme. Just my family and anybody that supports the whole SRN group, and let's just keep doing what we're doing. We got a couple more races left coming up, but I'm excited to put on one hell of a show for the rest of the guys. So see what happens.
All right, man. Well, we're looking forward to it too. But go ahead, rest up, and we'll see you next week at Las Vegas. So congrats again on the podium, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. I'll bring the poker chips.
All right. That was Ed Shearer, who comes home in third place tonight, trying to track down Seth Berger. There he is. Let's go ahead and bring Seth Berger up into the broadcast booth. Seth, it's Greg Olenek and Pete Rusick. Congrats on the P number 2 finish here tonight. How was that number 24 Flood Brothers Ford Mustang feeling out there tonight? And you looked like you were hanging in there with the 88. Were you just kind of biding your time and picking your spot where you could pass him, or did you just not have anything for Causey tonight?
The car was obviously very fast tonight. Wish I had a little bit more of speed at the end. I think I slid the rear tires a little bit too much on a couple of those restarts. Anytime I tried to get a run in that second lane, I couldn't get the runs out of the corner like I needed to give them a shot at the end. But trust me, man, the last 2 laps I was trying to go for that win. But up before that point, it was really trying to do teamwork, and I think it showed teamwork worked well. We got 1, 2, and I believe 4th.
Yep.
And I tell you, it seems like from the time you and Joseph Causey were able to link up midway through that long green flag run before the green flag pit stops kicked off, you two were nose to tail. Nobody could do anything with you. You were starting to pull away. Got a little separated after that stop, and then the caution came out later on, though, able to find each other again like we've seen in several races in the past. What's it going to take for you to get on by and just put Causey in your rear view for once?
You know what? He's really good at pit stops lately, and I've still got to work on my pit stop game. I was pretty conservative going into pits there. I didn't get too many good runs in a pit road in practice, so I didn't want to. It's better safe than sorry. I got second instead of 25th. I didn't hit that wall there, so yeah, I think it's just finding a little bit more of an edge to push on the pit entry. I think definitely would have helped, but he also pit a lap or 2 earlier, so that helped him keep the lead. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be just once we get strung out and start doing teamwork, I got to end up ahead of him. Because it is tough to pass him, man. Like, we run well. We work together, obviously. And like you said, we were working really well there, pulling away from the rest of the field in that green flag run. But yeah, I think it's just it's just more time. I'll figure it out. But teamwork was great there.
Yeah, that pit road entry comes in big time, but you got plenty of time to get that figured out as you are almost pretty much solidified into the playoffs. So get it straightened up for then and then strike when it matters most, Seth. But before we let you go, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, shout out Bill Flood and Flood Brothers. Obviously, again, thankful for them to sponsor me in the Cup Series here. And also want to thank Burger Nation for anyone who's watching right now. And hopefully you guys could check out Berg Arts. I believe I am going to start a TikTok platform for pretty much everyone who is watching this probably has TikTok. So
nice.
Be on the lookout for that. I've been working on some videos. And also got to thank Max Harris for spotting me tonight. And also thank all my teammates, Burgers and Farms, Boss Security, Kieran Dental, Hunter Don, Bark Brothers, Parkway Lanes, Healthcare Billing Incorporated, and you guys for putting on a great broadcast.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate that, and thank you, as always, for putting on the entertainment out there on the track, man. You looked good out there and are really looking good as we only have 3 weeks left before the playoffs start. So have a good night, man. We'll see you in Vegas and get it done next week at the Strip.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Pete, that was our runner-up here tonight, Seth Berger, with a good run in that Flood Brothers number 24 Mustang. Let's go ahead, though. Bring up the man of the hour, the one we love talking to the most, Pete, Joseph Causey, coming home.
Hell yeah.
And P, number 1 here tonight. Looked good out there all night long and just kept that Ferguson Farms number 88 out in the front. How does it feel, man, claiming your second Cup win of the season and really starting to shape up nicely heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, I was saying as I was coming across the line, that was the redemption for Atlanta right there. man, I don't know how I got cut a break. I thought I was wrecked at one point in time. I was sideways with, I think Latham got the crap end of the deal of it. And, man, I feel sorry for him. I feel bad for him, but 69 came up and just tapped me enough to get me up towards the top, and it kind of collected him into the wall. But, man, I felt really good, especially when we were on that long green run, and I got ahead in 2 seconds by that pit stop.
Yeah, we saw a lot of people getting really aggressive getting into the pits. You got to try to woe it down just before you get to that cone. Pull up to your box, let that pit board land on your hood, get on out as quickly as possible. You definitely were able to do it the fastest, if I'm not mistaken. As you said, good 2+ seconds over P number 2 during that. And then, unfortunately, the yellow flew. When that last caution came, were you thinking, all right, do I have enough in the tires, since you didn't pit, to hold the rest of the field off, or are you that confident in your car all night long?
Pit whenever after that caution, when we had that long green run, we did come in and pit. Got tires that only time, and then after that we stayed out. I was just making sure I hit my marks trying to come in the pits on that last time we pitted. And after that, just we had so many yellows back to back, it wasn't feasible to anybody to come in and try to gain a tire advantage on us. So we just stayed out front and tried to nail the starts as good as we could and freaking help my teammates as much as I could. But I was going for this one big time. There were about 5 laps to go there. Teammate thing went out the window.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because I was going to actually ask you, Joseph, and you guys kind of seem to run as a team here in the regular season as you're really trying to gain your seeding there as we get into the playoffs for those team championship standings. But how's it going to be balancing that, line between, are you going to be racing for team points? Are you guys going to be battling for wins out there? Because you got 2 separate championships on the line here. It's hard to kind of weigh which one's more important. How's it going to happen in a few weeks? Have you guys talked about that?
The way our motto, the way we go about it, if we get lined up and we're together, if we got pressure, we stay in line. If we, just stay in line. Don't screw over each other. Is the best thing I could say. Don't screw over each other. Stay in line if someone's trying to overtake us. And then if we get an open gap, then it's game on. No team orders from there. But don't wreck each other.
All right, well, we will see how it works out when it comes down to that point. But you guys looking very strong so far. Going to open up that gap a little bit over Gear Up Motorsports, as you guys claimed 3 of the top 4 positions. But, Joseph, before we let you go, you got any friends, any family, any sponsors you want to give a quick shout-out to?
Dave Ferguson Farms, they're on the hood. We finally got the oval win for them. Finally. Boss Security on Xfinity. Hopefully we got a good Xfinity Thursday. Burgard's, Kareem Dental, Hunter Don Anesthesia Associates, Park Brothers Racing, Parkway Lanes, Teespring, Healthcare Billing Inc., and EWRL. And thanks my spotter Miz for helping me out on this one. And thank all my teammates, man. We communicate so well with each other trying to get this done.
Absolutely, and it's showing up on the standing sheets. So once again, congratulations, Joseph, on your second win of the season here in the Cup Series. We'll see if you can make it back-to-back next week at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So have a good night celebrating with your friends and family and everybody out there, and we'll see you out there in the desert in 1 week.
Yes, sir. And thank the broadcast, too.
Hey, thank you. All right, buddy. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, Pete. That was our winner, Joseph Causey. Very excited, looking good out there tonight, and comes home with his second win of the season. Very deserving. A great race tonight in the Cup Series.
So you know what? It's amazing. Joseph Causey, we could talk to him for first, for second, for third. We could probably interview him for 35th, and he is going to be the same exact driver after the race. Gotta love the guy's attitude, whether win, lose, or other. It's a lot of fun talking to him.
Absolutely. And if you guys want to go ahead, check us out here tomorrow. Same time, same place. We're going to have some Truck Series action for you guys. And, that battle getting pretty tight towards the cut line as well. And heating up towards the front, too. Ryan Johnson, Lane Doyle, Landon Cardulo, among others. Brad Herman, all having good runs to this point of the season. So come out, check those guys out. 9:20 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Speed Racing Network. So like the page, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you know anytime we go live, and you can be right back here with us. So thanks again, as always, for stopping on by. I'm Greg Olenek here for Pete Rusick and everybody behind the scenes. We wish you guys a good night, and go faster.